Just so you know, rifle is clear. As you can see, nothing in the chamber, no magazines. Magazines are all here. This is just going to be a quick look over of the Lithgow LA101 crossover in 22 Magnum or 22 WMR. This is the titanium cerakoted model with a polymer stock. They're also available with wood stocks. So that's a laminated stock or a walnut stock. You can also get them in a cerakoted black. The barrel is military grade steel. It's cold hammer forged. It's a medium varmint, so it's not a heavy barrel as such, but it's certainly not a light barrel either. The barrel has 6 grooves and a 1 in 16 twist. I'll quickly touch on the barrel, or the threading rather. So it's just a 1/2 inch by 20, which I think Chassis Systems and a few other people are now making muzzle brakes for, which you don't really need it for rimfire, but for shits and giggles I probably will end up putting a muzzle brake on just for fun. But yeah, you can see the target crown is really well done, if that'll focus. There we go. So the overall length of the LA101 is about 1 metre, give or take. 977mm to 1007mm for the polymer models, and for the timber models they're just 997mm. They're not adjustable, being as they just have the rubber butt pad, versus the polymer models that have these interchangeable spacers. So they come with 2 spacers fitted from the factory and just 1 spare in the box. The length of pull for the polymer stocks is adjustable, so it's 325 to 355mm, and for the timber stocks it's 345mm, and they're not adjustable as I mentioned. Obviously with pulling the spacers in and out. These 2 screws, you simply pull them out and add or subtract spacers as needed. The bolt out of the factory is very, very smooth. Very nice to operate. To remove it, obviously with the safety set to fire, pull the trigger, out she comes. Very nicely machined. Very similar to a CZ455 if you've had a chance to see one of them. It's a 3-lug bolt. So you've got these 3 lugs that lock up into the back of the receiver. Just put it back in, just pull the trigger. I'll quickly touch on the scope. I've just got a Leupold VX3i. It's a 3.5 to 10 by 50. It's the CDS model. So you can get the CDS turrets, which I haven't really got around to doing. To be honest, this is not even really zeroed yet, but it seems quite good. The clarity is really, really good. Quite a step up from the Sig Sauer Whiskey 3 that I had on there before, but that's another story. The 50mm lens just clears with medium rings, which is not too bad. I know you're all going to say, wow, 50mm, that's massive, but I'm not really planning on walking around much with this. I'll probably do a lot of bench resting and maybe varminting, so yeah, suits my needs for the moment. This is the factory magazine for the 22 WMR and also the 17 HMR. They share the same magazine. Just a polymer 5-rounder, works fine. I've had no issues with it. I did get a couple of these CZ 10-rounders, which are pretty well identical on the bottom, as you'll see. I did have to bend the followers just a little bit because I was having issues feeding the final round of 10. So 9 rounds would feed great. The 10th round would jump up into the receiver and bounce around. As for the trigger, out of the factory, Set to 1.4 kilograms. It's a single stage trigger. Very, very smooth. Nice and crisp. The safety, as you can see, is just on the side, so to the rear, safe. Forwards for fire. It's quite loud and audible, not that that really bothers me. Quite stiff as well, but not so bad. When it's on safe, you can still cycle the bolt, but you obviously can't fire. You can probably see I've changed from the factory Weaver bases to a Picatinny rail, which I purchased from Cleaver Firearms. From the factory, rifle will come fitted with these Weaver bases, but there's also the option to change it to a Picatinny rail, which is made by Lithgow themselves. It's a little bit higher than the Weaver bases, and when I say a little bit, maybe a mil or so, if that affects what scope you're going to put on your rifle. But all in all, it's really, really good machining, really good fit and finish. So to finish up, I'll just give you a quick run over. It's a cheap eBay bipod, if anyone's wondering. CV Life, not too bad, does the job for the moment. Yeah, thanks for watching.